In Detroit, a city consumed by crime, Wayne County Jail is targeting repeat female offenders.
You just turned the trick?
No, I did not. For sure.
They're full of rage and out of control.
I do want to reach out and just, Aisha, I don't like her.
For some, it may be too late.
I've been shot 3 times, I've been stabbed, I've been kidnapped. The next is death for me.
But if the jails fail, out on the streets, the women may pay the ultimate price.
The woman that I found, the streets devoured her pretty much.
Welcome to Wayne County Jail, Detroit's last hope for women offenders. Detroit is a city under siege. With the highest homicide rate in the United States and rampant street crime, Detroit has filled its jails to bursting point. Many of Detroit's women offenders, convicted of robbery, drug dealing, and assault, wind up here at the Division III jail in Hamtramck. Most of these women have troubled backgrounds. Many were sexually abused or abandoned as children. More than a few have a history of violence. These women can be difficult to handle, even on the best of days.
You need to have a seat.
At Hamtramck, a single officer works alone in an open pod crammed with 64 inmates.
They're not supposed to hang up on this catwalk area. We don't like them to lean over on the rails. That's dangerous for them.
Officers like Corporal Griffin have to rely on strict discipline. They have the use of walkie-talkies and emergency phones, but have no weapons to protect them, not even pepper spray.
We have these on the unit. This is part of our equipment. This is part of our protection. I can call them, help. They already know where I'm at. It's going to show.
New inmates have to learn the rules, and fast.
Who's in 5 up? Who is I am? You need to come and take this off of the light right now. You are responsible for the cell. You're in there now. Come here, miss. Let's get one thing straight right now. Hold up. Don't battle me with me when I tell you to do something. Just do it, okay?
Corporal Griffin has worked for the Sheriff's Department for 24 years.
We do have rules and regulations that they have to abide by. A lot of times they try to get slick. And we have rules and regulations posted on the unit over here, on every unit. And if they can't read it, somebody will read it to them, or I will read it to them.
Griffin won't tolerate attitude from any inmate.
What's your name?
Kayla.
Kayla. Kayla, stop complaining. You're in jail. You have to follow the rules. Okay, your girlfriend can't help you. All right? Okay.
Griffin and other officers have one more piece of protection. The security cameras set up in hallways and lifts throughout the jail.
To classification.
Griffin is always on her guard.
You can die in these buildings. You can get hurt working on these units. If you take anything for granted, if you get laxed in your job, you can lose inmates. Any given moment you can go to make a round, somebody could be dead in a cell.
But more happens on this pod than just incarceration. The Wayne County Sheriff's Department has launched a new program to stop the revolving door of crime, jail, and more crime. It's called Women's Wellness. And despite its gentle name, it's a tough program intended to turn repeat offenders around by forcing them to confront the problems that brought them here.
You know what I'm saying?
The incentives are an early release and the opportunity for treatment once out of jail.
I've been smoking crack for 23 years. It wasn't even called crack when I started smoking it. I loved it immediately. I loved getting high. I loved smoking crack.
You're always going to be an addict, okay? And being an addict means you got a screwed up way of thinking. It has nothing to do with drug of choice. We have a thinking problem. That ain't gonna stop, okay? You're not gonna graduate from being an addict.
Guiding the volatile group is a dedicated counselor named Cami Jewell. She's devoted the last 5 years of her life to helping inmates overcome their anger and their addictions. Twice a day, 5 days a week, Cami meets with a group of women on the pod. The sessions only last for 1 month, but are a huge first step for most of these women.
I feel like I need to tell them, you help contribute to why I'm so in the head.
Most of these women have been inside before. Without this program, they would probably never break the cycle.
Pain will be the motivator for these women. If they are done living with pain, they're gonna turn it around.
Confronting the pain isn't easy.
What made the first time that my stepfather decided to have sex with me when I was 11, what made the second time okay?
You want it to be your fault.
No, right. I don't want it to be
your fault. So you can have something else to blame it on. So now you want to blame yourself because you want to be angry and all the above.
I don't care what
the women confront not only their pasts, but also each other. There's no trust between them yet. And one of them, Selena Newell, is quick to anger. Too quick.
So I can't blame my moms, I can't blame my sister no more. I can't blame nothing on nothing but my own stupidity. See,
Selena Newell's release date is coming up soon, and she's hoping to be reunited with her 2 children. But she needs to learn to handle her rage. Selena first went to prison for robbery, sentenced to a maximum of 10 years. She was made to serve her entire time.
Why did I do my whole 10 years? Because I was angry, fighting. That's all I did was fight. I gave birth to 2 children before I went to prison. I got 2 girls. My youngest daughter was, she died 5 days after I got to prison. So that there added on to the anger and the hate, so fighting, stabbing people with pencils, hitting them with chairs, locks in the sock, I was real angry. I was real evil. I was real evil. But it took time to grow. I had to grow as a person.
For some of these women, violence and anger have been a way to survive.
The first step is to let it go. Okay, I've tried to let it go, but I can't forget. It's embedded in my brain, and when I think about it, it with me, and it with me to the point where I get angry all over again.
You know what I'm saying? Play the cards that you dealt. You know what I'm saying? But you can always turn that hand over.
Hang on. Hang on. I feel like people are beating up on her.
Ain't nobody beating up on her, Miss Candy. But if somebody can understand and identify where she is, you know what I'm saying, why not tell her? You know what I'm saying? It's up to her to accept it and react to it. But she do. She don't want to.
Cami hopes wellness will teach Selena self-control. If she can't succeed in the group, she may never manage on the outside.
Not coming back. You think you just left prison? I just left the penitentiary too.
Cami knows what the inmates are feeling. She's a counselor now, but she's been homeless and hit rock bottom herself.
In a nutshell, I'm in recovery from alcoholism. The addiction got a hold of me. Ended up making some really bad choices, hanging out with some really bad people.
For Cami, confrontation is part of the process, but it can turn destructive.
That you think you're the somewhere within you, you don't think you're the not because
In the jail, tempers can quickly get out of control. Just the day before, an argument between 2 women over food escalated quickly into a bloody fistfight. In the group, Cami can see that Selena dislikes another woman who is also prone to fighting, Aisha Smith.
A couple different stories come out about the scar. So, first one I heard from her was it was a knife from a rape. From what I hear from other people, it's a different story. Stole from the dope man cut her up.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like
if Selena lashes out at Aisha, she'll ruin her chances of leaving early.
I want to succeed, and there's no reason why I shouldn't. There's no reason why I shouldn't. I got the attitude for it. I got the attitude for success. I got the heart for it, and I got the hope and want. And I got the GED to get success.
But Cammie's not so sure Selena's ready to go.
Selena's hoping to go home a little bit early. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Selena seems to have some anger issues that she needs to work on and deal with.
If Selena and the other women don't succeed in the jail-based wellness program, they won't have help once they get out. And they'll have to survive some of the meanest streets in America, all on their own. In Detroit, a city in the grip of extreme poverty and unemployment, crime is everywhere. Detroit Vice Officer Tesson, known as Buffy, deals every day with some of the worst repeat offenders in the city, drug-addicted prostitutes.
This is every single name of every girl that we have over here, you know, and it's, you know, page 2 is 60, you know, page 3 is 90, and now I'm on page 4, which is 102. They're all prostitutes, and we have as young as 14 and all the way up to 62 years old, which is a grandmother of 7, you know, that works out here to support her drug habit.
Buffy is on a mission to get these women off the streets and into a pioneering rehab program. It's called Fresh Start. It's only for drug-addicted prostitutes and lasts for up to 2 years.
The girl from last week in there.
But before she can get women into Fresh Start, Buffy has to arrest them. Tonight she decides to set up a sting operation. She'll use an undercover police officer as bait. As soon as he's offered sex for a price, Buffy and her team will race to the scene.
Go ahead, don't matter. Just take him down, take him down. Yep, that's one of our records.
I didn't do nothing, Lucia, honestly.
Maria, okay, hold on. I'm gonna talk and you're gonna listen.
All right.
Okay, how do you know him? Everybody is entitled to a second chance, a third chance, and I think this program is definitely going to do that. If we take them off the street, the narcotic activity will go down because we're not going to have the Johns coming through the neighborhoods to be able to pick them up. As far as, you know, the drug houses that are on every single corner, they're going to be shut down because there's going to be no business.
So I'm getting arrested. Get me off the
For this young woman, whose street name is Tamika, and the other women, the next step is the police station.
All right, ladies, when I take these cuffs off, I want you to start taking the laces out of your shoes, any jewelry, all that stuff's got to come off, okay? We're going to put it in your property bag.
Okay, Tamika, look up at the camera.
Tamika has already lost 6 years to the streets. If she doesn't try to get out now, she could lose her life. It's the morning after the police operation. Tamika, real name Rukia Cartwright, and the other women are taken to the 36th District Drug Court before Judge Lloyd.
Now Judge Leanne J. Lloyd presides. There'll be no talking, eating, or reading while the court is in session. You may be seated.
This is where the new rehab program for drug-addicted prostitutes begins. Fresh Start is a pioneering effort to save lives and stop crime, the first of its kind in the U.S. Rukia and the others will be offered a chance to enter the program.
My client has indicated an interest in participating in drug treatment court.
They need help. Might pick her up, and that's what she.
The women must commit up to 2 years of their lives to treatment and rehabilitation. But there's a huge reward if they make it through. Their criminal records get wiped clean.
She understands that she will be asked to attend a certain number of NA meetings. She will understand she would have to go to counseling. She indicates she's willing to do all those things, Judge, and she wants to turn her life around. And she indicates that she would give at 150% effort.
This program will give you what you put into it. This is your chance to change your life today.
Okay.
Okay. You'll be all right, Krista.
Thank you.
After several weeks in jail, the women will be released to live-in treatment centers for long-term rehabilitation.
See that she is really tough.
At every step of the 2-year program, they have to prove to Judge Lloyd that they're committed to recovery. If they don't, they go right back to jail.
I let them know. I said, if I have to terminate you, it's almost like a death to me. Because I'm saying to myself in so many words, I already know if you can't do this program, what else is there left for you out there?
After they leave court, the women are incarcerated at the county jail in downtown Detroit. This tower houses over 1,000 inmates, from new arrivals to hardened and dangerous veterans. The 6th floor pod houses 24 drug-addicted prostitutes, all part of the Fresh Start program.
I was out there getting so high.
Work your program. Don't let your program work you. Slow it up if that's what you need.
The women have a dedicated advocate in Officer Starks of the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. When Starks served as a corrections officer, she watched women go through the system over and over again. After 7 years in the jails, she needed to do something more positive.
When I worked in the jails, you know, it was a revolving door. And I'd see them coming in, and they left, and they came back. I didn't see any progression. So now, in this position, I get to see them trying.
Until their arrests, they were working on the brutal streets of Detroit, where drugs, sex, and crime all come together. To get drugs, these women sell their bodies, and they also bring their clients to the dope dealers.
It's hard not to give.
Starks has watched one of these young women struggle with her addiction for years. Michelle Bailey has been using drugs since she was 13.
It started off as smoking a little bit of weed, then it went to crack. I mean, just like that. And then from crack, it went to heroin.
Starks worries that Michelle Bailey is going to run out of time and chances very soon.
I can't tell you how many times I've OD'd to the point where they had to give me an injection in my heart to start my heart, you know, back. It's the drugs take you into a crazy world. You know, it's pretty much live or die. You know, I've been shot 3 times, I've been stabbed, I've been kidnapped, I've been beaten to death.
She's already been in Fresh Start once before and failed to get through the program, running away from live-in rehab. But Michelle wants to try again.
I know I've done this program once before. I failed, okay? My counselor and a lot of the counselors, it's hard to identify with them when they've never walked a day in our shoes, okay? They can't deal with us. I'm sorry to hear, you know, about your daughter. I feel for you. You know, I feel the pain you're going through. No, you don't, because you never, you know, until your 3-year-old dies in your arms, you don't know what it feels like. Get fired because
Michelle speaks up when others won't. Today, she's complaining to Starks about conditions at the jail.
Man, I have every right to be mad. If you don't have any toilet paper, no max pads, you have every right to be mad. I'm not saying don't be mad.
You're gonna tell me there's no pads to give us?
They know that you're here. They know how many people are here. They know this, but if the stuff is being misused, you have to wait until the shipment comes in. Now, I can't pull toilet paper out of thin air. I can't. If I had it in my bag, I would give it to you, but I don't. And Michelle, you know that. I mean, you run out, okay?
Starks is determined to help Michelle and the others find the strength to save themselves.
I look at y'all and I'm just like, I can't wait till you get there. And I look at some of y'all and be like, oh, I know she gonna make it. I know she gonna make it. And it's not the ones that talk a lot all the time. It's the ones that sometimes just don't say anything, but just sit and watch. And you can tell that they're listening and they're taking in everything. And they're engaged just by their eyes. I'm looking forward to y'all getting in treatment. I'm looking forward to you getting in recovery. I'm looking forward to you taking them steps. Everybody not gonna go at the same time. That's how come the program is so great. It's individualized. Kim might move
But
fast.
Starks knows it's no easy task to turn these women around. The drugs are bad enough, but there's another lure. the drama and danger of the streets.
It's the rush. The streets are in my blood. I live for the streets. I know that I can go out, for example, right before New Year's Eve. I made $500 in less than 10 minutes. Okay, that right there is a rush.
She likes the street life. She says that a lot. It's not so much as the drugs, Miss Starks. It's just the lifestyle or whatever.
I still think that way, but I know reality. I'm gonna end up dead. I've gone through the jails, the institution. The next is death for me. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready to die.
Michelle needs to compose herself. In a few days, she'll have to convince Judge Lloyd to let her stay in Fresh Start.
I'm facing a 2-year program in front of a judge. My record is very plentiful, colorful. But you know what? That's me. You know, there's a time for change. I'm gonna give it a try.
To make it in the program, Michelle is counting on Nikki, her friend on the outside. She's Michelle's lifeline in jail, keeping in touch with letters and sending her money. The women in the wellness group are on edge. They're halfway through the 30-day program, and the more time they spend together, the more potential for tempers and nerves to fray.
We got everybody? Who's missing?
Selena Newell is determined to stay in the program and get out of jail early, but she's struggling with her anger.
Oh, it's the women. You know, just certain ones. It's them certain ones that just gets up under your skin that you just want to just smack them and be like, for real though, be in reality. You know, you cannot be too much better than me, and you here just like I am and doing more time than I am, and you're here because of what? You know what I'm saying? And that's the only why this is so hard. And plus by me trying to check my anger and not lash out because I'm ready to go.
One woman in the group is still pushing Selena's buttons. Aisha, the woman with the scarred face. Aisha is more softly spoken, but otherwise she's a lot like Selena. Quick to lose her temper.
Like, this is my last time. I'm not gonna say hopefully, but this is my last time for sure. Because if not, they trying to give me 2 years in prison. I ain't finna do no prison time. I probably go to prison and won't make it out of prison. I know my temper, so no. Prison not for me. And I'm quick to fight, and I probably be quick to fight somebody in prison and get killed up in there, so I ain't trying to fight nobody. I'm just trying to do my time now.
Would you still come to jail to get high for? You come to jail, if you come to jail to clean yourself, right? If you get in the group, you come to rejoice yourself, right? We come to group to sit up and still do drugs, right?
The only one that really loud talks is Aisha. She's the only pitiful one here to me. But as far as anger, to get mad, I do want to reach out and just, Aisha, but, I just do not like that girl. I don't like her. I do not like her.
Cami believes that the other women in the group really can reach Selena.
Somebody has been through exactly what you've been through, and they've gotten in recovery, they've gotten clean and sober, and they've gotten back to school, and they've gotten jobs, and they've gotten their family back. So what's your excuse now? They know your pain. That's why the groups are so important, because somebody knows your pain, and you're not unique. So if they can do it, why can't you?
Grab the bottom, baby. Grab the bottom.
It isn't easy to rescue women who don't want to be rescued. But that's just what Deputy Starks will attempt to do. This is Wayne County's Special Squad, the Tether Unit. Their mission is to go into the Detroit night and bring back the drug-addicted prostitutes who have run from the Fresh Start program.
There's 34 targets, 34 warrants out there. They all belong to Judge Lloyd.
Deputy Starks always goes out on the Fresh Start sweeps. These women are her responsibility.
Any activity that we need to do will be called out on Channel 1.
Remember, officer safety is the most important thing.
As the sun sets, the officers drive down Detroit's mean streets.
I just want to take a look and see if there's any.
They're carrying flyers with pictures of the women. They're labeled missing, not wanted, so people will be more willing to help.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Let me talk to you real quick.
No problem. I'm on my way
The people
home.
they ask for help often need help themselves.
I'm always ready for housing. I'm always ready for help.
You remembered her before, and I was wondering if she's been back through this way.
No, not lately.
Okay.
I haven't seen her either, Green Eyes. I haven't seen her in a long time.
No? Not this one.
I've seen her before. That's Nikki.
Yeah. How long has it been?
Finally, the officers get a lead for a Fresh Start runaway named Nikki, or Green Eyes.
2 months.
That's Nikki. That's Nicole.
Okay.
That Green Eyes.
Yeah.
She's missing too?
Yes, ma'am.
They have an address, but no idea how old it is and must act fast.
Deputy Starks.
The tether team approaches the house with caution. Prostitutes often carry weapons, and the women frequently live with drug dealers, who are often armed and unpredictable.
Sheriff's Department. You have a warrant out for you, okay? You have a warrant out for your arrest? Unfortunately, you have to go back, all right? They're going to take you over there to see Judge Lloyd.
Tonight, the arrest goes smoothly.
I was just confirming with Nicole Brenneman that warrant is not in yet. It's just the affidavit.
How tall are you?
5'3".
Blue eyes and brown hair?
Nikki, street name Green Eyes, ran from the program 2 months ago. Because she went back to using crack, Nikki hasn't slept for days. Nikki first got into Fresh Start when she was arrested in 2007.
I needed a fresh start. Basically, I needed a start, period. I never had much of a start at life before I used drugs, before I started prostitution, before anything.
The first hour she was released from jail into rehab, Nikki ran away. Crack pulled her back to the streets.
You have to constantly have a way to get it, so you fall into this trap. You know, what you'll do to get it. But honestly, it's like, as far as that goes, the prostitution for me wasn't that big of a deal because I've been molested since I was real little, and I've been used a whole lot growing up, and you know, nothing was ever done about it, so I was kind of already in that trap.
What Starks and the other officers don't know is that Nikki is Michelle Bailey's girlfriend, the woman she was counting on to help her when she got to rehab. Nikki getting arrested was not part of the plan, and Michelle is really unsettled.
My girl got picked up, and, you know, that's kind of messing with my head, you know, on some real. It really is. I thought more or less, you know, she was going to be out there and taking care of me. Well, you know, now we're both in this program, and it's just, it's kind of messed up.
This is the wrong time for Michelle to get upset. After 90 days in jail, she's going to court to convince Judge Lloyd that she wants to stay in Fresh Start. It's her only chance to get back into rehab. And Another new arrestee is struggling to adjust her life on the pod. Rukia Cartwright. She was furious before when Detroit police officer Buffy arrested her.
If I hadn't been picked up, I would probably be smoking crack right now, or on a different street, picking up a different date.
Rukia has lost the last 6 years of her life to her addictions.
I've been off and on the streets since probably 24. A little bit of college, going to drugs. A little bit of working, going back to the streets. So it's like being two different people, basically, for me. And it's like a lot of people on the streets call me Kiki, and that's my street name, and I hate that person. That's the person that you guys saw when I first got arrested. I'm now back to Rukia, the person that works, goes to school, is a mom.
If she doesn't seize this opportunity, Rukia's luck may run out.
When you're dealing with drugs and money and sex, those are like the deadliest combinations ever. The streets will kill you. That's the streets. If the dope man won't kill you, maybe a serial killer will, maybe a John will, you know, you never know. Or maybe that last hit will kill you. You know, something will.
If Rukia can't convince Starks and the judge to let her stay in Fresh Start, the streets could claim her too.
It's really hard for me to look at other people at that professional level, and I'm sitting here in jail. It's like, what in the hell?
The month-long wellness course is almost finished, and the women are scared and a little shaky. Selena and some of the others are near the end of their sentences, and they don't know what's coming next.
I don't know who the hell I am. What am I going back to? I want to know, what do I really like doing? I ain't never done but get high. I ain't had no prom. I swear to God, Cammy.
You will figure it out one day at a time. And we're gonna have a prom for you, Pam.
I know that's a prom. You know what? It's scary.
Find out.
Cammy's invited 2 graduates from Fresh Start to give the women some guidance.
I came to Detroit on a short visit, had no family here, and I was to the streets. I lost my home, my job, connections, I lost me.
I came to Detroit after the state of Michigan was doing their job and found me an unfit mother because of drug addiction.
When you leave here, it's gonna be, like she said, a lot of challenges.
You're going to pick some people to be in your corner who are not going to be in your corner.
Selena listens intently. She's determined to make good on the outside. But Aisha, the focus of Selena's dislike, doesn't feel like anyone is in her corner.
When somebody start calling you regular names, you know, like, oh, crackhead, it can break you down, you know what I'm saying? Because it's something like when you want to tell somebody that you're doing better, like they can knock you down from trying to do better.
The other women don't seem very sympathetic to her. Yet Selena does something unusual. She holds her tongue. With her release date coming up soon, the last thing she wants to do is to start a fight with Aisha. It's a critical change.
But I've learned how to deal with my anger. You know, I not lash out. But now it's just like I talk calm, walk away, you know. I can relate to other people and explain and actually take time to calm down and regroup myself.
On body, mind, and spirit.
That one, the middle one.
Not long after the meeting, Aisha is locked down for 5 days for fighting. And Cammy makes the decision to kick her out of wellness. But before she can do it, Aisha is discharged from jail despite Cammy's objections. After Aisha's gone, the truth comes out.
I found out a lot of things once the group found out she wouldn't be back. They had told me they were intimidated by her. I asked them, why didn't I hear about this before? And they said, you know, they were afraid of her. She's a violent person. She's got a violent history, and they were intimidated.
It turns out that Aisha had recently tried to choke another inmate. But the women didn't dare tell Cami.
I do understand about the not telling thing. I hear that over and over and over again in here. I told, nothing happened. Learn not to tell. Nothing's gonna happen anyways.
After Aisha has left, there's some good news in the group. Selena, who is learning to keep her temper in check, is getting released early. She's eager to reunite with her 2 children. But this time, she leaves with a safety net.
That ain't for recognition or nothing. I need some help.
Selena asked to be sent to a halfway house for drug treatment. She knows she needs more help, and she'll do anything to keep from coming back here.
I asked Miss Cami because they were just gonna send me home. But going home is, too much. It would be too much stress. You know what I'm saying? And by me just making my long move from coming out of prison and then coming here right after prison, getting caught again, I need some stability. I need to find something within me to do something better for myself and my children. So, I'm going home. I'm leaving here. Yes. Yes, I'm leaving. I am leaving. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
At 32, Selena has been in prison for over 1/3 of her life. She was free for only 10 months before her latest arrest. Now, after completing women's wellness, she's getting treatment for the very first time. It'll be a tough road, but it could be Selena's best chance to change her life. Downtown, a drug court. A woman who ran from the Fresh Start program is trying to salvage her chances before it's too late. Officer Starks helps Michelle Bailey prepare her case before she faces Judge Lloyd.
Michelle Bailey, case U31129507. County Jail, she had
To continue in Fresh Start, she has to convince the judge that she'll stay in rehab this time.
Okay, I see the recommendation here indicating all of the things that you've learned, and the recommendation is to remain in the program, put you in new life for Genesis 3. All right, let me hear what you've learned. What is your perspective?
I've opened up a lot more with Officer Starks more than Miss Griffin. Me and Starks kind of grew kind of close in there. We both come to an agreement, it's not only the drugs I need therapy with, it's the street life. I will be 28 this year. Like I said last time I was here, in the time that I ran and I got picked up, I got stabbed, and that scared me too much. Just thinking about it, I still have nightmares on it, I'm not ready to die yet.
The judge knows Michelle is a long shot for recovery, and she's not yet persuaded.
Is recovery what you want?
Yes, it is.
Why?
I was lucky by the grace of God. When I got stabbed, it did not go all the way through.
I will say this, it's up to you to show me whether you're going to really do this or not. Of course, we got a little bit of history here, okay?
All I'm asking Judge Lloyd is, I just want one more chance. One more, that's it. Let me prove it to me.
The bottom line is that this is your life, and you can blow it, you can throw it away, it is yours to do that with. That's what we're there for, and to give you the tools and to give you the resources that are necessary. Period.
Okay.
Judge Lloyd decides to take the risk. After 90 days in jail, Michelle gets to remain in Fresh Start and is released to a live-in rehab center.
Call me if you need to.
Thank you so much.
All right, prove them all wrong.
Officer Starks sees Michelle off with a caution and a hug.
Nice, sir.
All righty. Prove them all. Go.
For the next few months, A live-in rehab center called Genesis 3 will be her home.
This is gonna be your new room. This is your bunk, and you're gonna be sharing this area with 9 other ladies. These are your toiletries, your towel, and your sheet. Okay?
Okay.
So welcome.
Thank you.
As Michelle moves into her new home, her confidence starts slipping.
I'm a little nervous, of course. I'm shaking. I'm that nervous. I think it's the fact that I'm actually outside now, but I'm gonna try. I think the first day is the hardest day.
For Michelle, being out of jail is scarier than being locked up.
I've always lived the street life. Ran in the streets, sold dope, did dope, you know, tricked for money, did whatever I had to do. This is completely different. I can't even begin to tell you, you know, it makes me a little nervous.
Michelle ran from Fresh Start last time and nearly got killed. Now she's got what she wanted, rehab. The question remains, is she ready? It's a miserable day in Detroit. Officer Buffy is patrolling the wet streets. The weather suits her mood. Yesterday, she had to identify one of her girls.
There was an abandoned house there, and someone had made a anonymous call and said that there was a female, white female inside. And a lot of times we get these calls and they're nothing, and you just pray on the way there that it's not going to be. But unfortunately, yesterday it was, and it was one of the girls that we deal with, you know, on a daily basis, and it was very disheartening to just see her in there, you know, laying on her back, and it appeared to be a drug overdose, and you know, there was some needles and some other paraphernalia that was in the house surrounding her. It's really sad, you know, it's really sad actually.
24 hours after finding the dead addict, Buffy is scouring the streets again. She's just received word that Michelle Bailey's gone missing.
We just actually got contacted through Judge Lloyd, and she let us know that Michelle Bailey has run from the program.
Michelle bolted from rehab just a few hours after getting there, and Buffy doesn't want Michelle to wind up dead too.
A lot of the girls will let us know if there's a girl that they haven't seen out there for a real long time, so they actually do look out for each other.
Despite her efforts, Michelle is nowhere to be found.
You know, unfortunately, this is, you know, what ends up happening, you know, to a lot of the girls, you know, but through this program, I think that I really have hope that we're going to change this. You know, I just have to have hope that we're going to change this.
Yet one of the wellness women is doing surprisingly well in residential treatment, thanks to Cammie's guidance.
Hi, Miss Cammie.
Selena Newell is flourishing after nearly a month in treatment and glad to be out of jail.
I'm okay. I'm doing great. I'm not scared, like I told you. I'm not scared to be out in America. It's things that I need to do. I got the references that I need. I got Miss Cammie. You know, they get to just understand how I am.
More importantly, she's reconnected with her children.
My daughter still respects me. My son's getting to know me. This is my son, Mr. Jacobier. That's Mr. Jacobier. And this is my son with his sister, which is my daughter, Shara.
Do you know
my 2 beautiful ones.
It's really hard. Recovery's hard. It's doable. It's totally doable, but it's a tough road, and every success is huge. So Selena is huge.
Selena's 30 days in Hamtramck's wellness program helped her find the direction she desperately needed. Downtown, Officer Starks keeps a close eye on the Fresh Start women. Rukia has been clean for a couple of weeks and is determined to stay that way.
I don't remember ever literally stopping to smell flowers, or I can't even tell you if I ever really paid attention to the sun rising or not. I mean, that's how dark it is when you use drugs. It's really that dark and that deep. I mean, I'm in jail right now, and I still look outside and see sunrises because I'm clean, I'm sober, I'm healthy. It's a totally different experience, you know?
if I can just keep myself staying this way, I know that I can do so many things.
Reluctant at first, Rukia is anxious to continue in Fresh Start.
I'm going to go and talk to your case manager, let them know my findings, and they'll go from there, you know, as to, you know, what's going to happen, okay?
Okay, so my chances of being in the program are very slim.
I didn't say that. You asked me to look into your history, and that's what I did. If this is something that you want, then nothing's going to hold you back.
Okay, sure.
So, you know, it's just up to you.
Surprisingly, a few days later, Starks finds a familiar face on the pod. After 2 weeks back on the streets, Michelle was captured by the sheriff's department during a random sweep. While on the streets, Michelle became very ill.
How you feeling now? Okay, I heard. My body's starting to swell up a lot. But other than that, there's nothing they can do. They want to get me in to get a biopsy done, but they don't know. So I'm waiting on Henry for it.
Michelle has hepatitis C, probably from dirty needles, and now her liver is failing. Unless she gets a liver transplant in the next 6 months, she could die. Michelle needs Stark's help more than ever.
They would have found stuff for you. They are sending you out. So the jail, they are doing the best that they can thus far.
They can't put me on no kind of medication because everything messes with my liver. I can't even take Tylenol. I got a tooth that broke because I was eating my commissary, my fireballs. And they can't even pull it. They can't pull it. They can't take a chance of having an infection because they can't put me on any kind of antibiotics or nothing. So,
stay hopeful.
I'm trying.
Stay hopeful. You have to stay hopeful. They say 6 months, but so that's not what we say.
I know.
Okay?
I'm trying. In 6 months, I will be dead. I honestly think that.
Don't. Stop it. Stop it. I'll go and I'll talk to the judge and see what's going to happen. I'll talk to Miss Foster today, actually. As soon as I get a break, I'll, you know, go and talk to her. But
thank you.
If you get this, ooh, Michelle.
I'm trying. I can do it. I did it to myself. And